Thank you, and I too want to thank the Congressman for both his interest and leadership in this very important issue. I think it's tremendously important for the future of our country that we have legislation that helps guide and present some principles by which we can live so that we can all be safe. I want to say that I'm a clinical psychologist. I've been a mental health advocate for many, many years. In fact, I was part of an initiative in the state of Rhode Island to change the mental health laws to allow people to live in the community as opposed to being institutionalized. Back in the 60s, we had as many as 3,000 people at our Institute of Mental Health in Cranston. And now, for the last 15 or 20 years, there's been no more than 150, 200 people in the hospitals. So we've transferred, if you will, and transposed the system into a much more of a community-based system. At the same time, I'm keenly aware that there are people who, when they're in the throes of mental illness, particularly if they're psychotic and they're experiencing paranoia and delusions, where their capacity to understand the reasonableness of their actions is considerably diminished. And they should not have easy access to rifles, guns, other equipment that can cause violence and harm to others. And in their best interest, it's really a good idea to have some constraints over that access. And I think this legislation is in the right direction. I agree 100% with Teddy Groves that we probably are not going to be able to eliminate it all. Somehow that's still a major challenge, but we do need principles and guidelines, and this is an important step in that direction, and I think it will be very helpful, and I appreciate what's happening in Congress and even what's happening in the state of Rhode Island to begin to understand and manage this particularly important issue. So as mental health professionals, I think we have a responsibility to join with law enforcement and other members of the community in preventing further violence. I don't think, I've made a statement several months ago about the fact that there is some agreement, notwithstanding what Teddy said, between the NRA and the PTA about gun violence. The problem is they just haven't agreed on just how that should happen. So I think all of us are concerned about violence in our society, and I think this legislation helps provide some real guidelines in helping to prevent it in the future. So I appreciate what the Congressman's doing, and I thank you.